You really just have to hit record. Getting started is the hardest part. Hit record and do your best to get better each day. Hey, in this video, we're gonna talk about how to start a YouTube channel as a beginner. So it was almost exactly 1 year ago that I started being a full-time content creator on YouTube and TikTok. And what I wanna do is share some of the lessons that I learned along the way to help you grow even faster in 2022. So, hey, let's jump into it. When you first get started, everybody says, figure out your niche and figure out the name of your channel right away. And you know, I almost think that times are changing a little bit. Do you have to zero in on a niche? Absolutely. The algorithm almost requires it to put your videos out to the right people. However, what I see more and more content creators doing now is using their own name or a very general name and then putting videos out that they really like to produce. And this is so critical because if you're going to be doing this year after year, week after week, you're gonna need to put out content that you're passionate about, that you really like. The challenge I see with choosing a niche right away is you have to see what happens once you start launching videos. You know, you're not going to typically have instant success, but you know, as a famous person, Sean Cannell says in Think Media, you know, you're only one ranked video away from success. So, you know, it's important that, yes, you choose the right types of videos, but you don't always know exactly what that niche is gonna be. It may niche down even smaller than what you're planning on. So I would be careful about putting yourself in such a small area, especially when it comes to monetizing a channel and affiliate marketing. I would definitely start out, and that's one of the lessons that I learned a long time ago before I went full-time, was start out a little bit more general. Being self-employed for over 3 decades, I've always been a bootstrapper. I want to do everything myself, and I can tell you that that's one of the things that really slowed me down. I would definitely head over to Fiverr, head over to Upwork, go to one of those places and have somebody do your channel art or your profile picture. Have somebody set these things up. It can be done really inexpensive, as low as $5, $10. Have a graphic designer get your stuff set up. And on that same note, the quicker you can have somebody else put together your thumbnails and do your video editing, the faster you're going to grow. Because I'll tell you, one of the biggest time challenges is doing everything. And by the time you film a video, by the time you edit that video, create a thumbnail, create a description, create info cards, create the end screens, create all of the subtitles. By the time you do all that, it is many, many hours. So I would certainly, huge tip, look into outsourcing that as quick as possible, even if it's just some of the smaller ones. You can get thumbnails done for as little as $5, especially if you have 5 done at once, and that is a huge time saver. This next tip has to do with something I'm sure you've heard over and over, but really create great content. Do your research, do the best that you can to give away just a ton of free, valuable information, because it doesn't matter what niche you're in, the more value that you can offer the market, the more people are going to look and say, hey, you know what? I want to watch his or her video because, boy, I learned so much from the last one. So, you know, yes, you need to have the editing done right, you need the thumbnails, you need a lot of these things, but I'll tell you, if your content is just awesome, well-researched, and just hits your viewers, you know, and they say, wow, I learned so much from you, then your videos are going to do much better versus, you know, excellent editing, excellent, you know, subtitles, everything flying in, such great work from a video standpoint, but your content is nothing that people really care about or teach them anything, you're gonna really have trouble. The next tip, don't promote products that you either don't use or don't believe in. I think that's a huge mistake that beginners make, is they want to try to make money as fast as possible, so they start promoting every product under the sun. And the problem is, if you don't have the experience and you send people to a product that isn't good, or they have a very bad experience and they went there because of you, they lose that trust in you. And you know what? We're building relationships online. You know, it's no different than doing business face to face. You know, we're building relationships because at the end of the day, we all buy from people that we know, like, and trust. So don't risk that trust by recommending products that you've never even tried or that you really don't believe in. And that is just such a huge piece of advice that you need to know and follow that to the T. The next tip is always be learning. Never stop learning, because business is like an escalator. You're either continuing to work your way up, or if you're stagnant, you're just going to float back down. You need to constantly be learning. And with that, I'd love a comment. Leave one below and let me know one of the most valuable affiliate programs that you promote currently, one that you truly believe in. Leave a comment and let me know what it is, because I always like to learn about new programs as well. But really, continue to sharpen that saw. Learn as much as you can, because the more you know, the more you have to offer your audience. The next tip took me a little while to learn, and that is invest in training. Now, I'm not going to lie and say that you can't figure this out on your own, because that's not the truth. If you spend enough time, you watch enough YouTube videos, you read enough blog posts, you're going to be able to educate yourself, right? I mean, YouTube is the ultimate educator. You can find out anything that you want. But I will tell you, for every great piece of information, you're going to spend time watching 3 or 4 videos or reading a few blog posts that really the information isn't that specific to your needs. So the faster you can find the right training, the better off you're going to be. Because if you have a mentor, somebody who's been successful, success leaves clues, right? So instead of trying to reinvent the wheel and guess everything yourself, invest in training that'll make a difference. Because the quicker you can learn the skills, gain the experience, the faster you're going to see the success. Because as a beginner, here's a few roadblocks that you'll have. One, you're not sure what skills you need, right? So you have to figure that out. Next, once you figure out those skills, you have to figure out how to use them. How's the best way to implement these skills? What is the best way? And then last, I don't like to call it failure, but you got to test it. You have to get experience. The only way you get better on camera is to get on camera and make mistakes and retake and re-edit. And that's the way that you get better, is through experience. That's the way all of us learn. So the faster you can do that, the better off you're going to be. So I'm a person who has invested thousands and thousands of dollars in training over the years, but it has really helped me to grow in the areas that I felt I needed it. So I would definitely look into that. Hey, if you're getting any value from this video, I'd love it if you hit that subscribe button. I'd also love a thumbs up. And I interact with all comments, so leave me a comment down below and I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. Okay, it's time for the last tip, and this one has to do with consistency as well as the right expectations. As far as consistency, you want to get one video out each and every week. Don't skip a week. Set up a schedule and make sure that you're getting that done. And when you have time to film those. Take your thumbnails and get as much done as you can. Film your B-roll. Do all of that when you have time to film. Making the most of your time is so important in order to be consistent and get those videos out each week on time. The other little bonus I found that helps a lot, YouTube Shorts. Right now they're really pushing those because they're kind of competing with TikTok. And if I put out a YouTube Short, I love it that it can get hundreds and thousands of views, more than any of my other videos. However, those views don't count towards monetization. So what I found you can do is start out with a great YouTube short and then have a full-length video with the explanation, so that you can tell people, hey, in this short, I'm going over this, here's a few tips, hey, the other 5 are over here on this YouTube video linked in the description below. That's a tip that'll really help kind of feed more views to your regular videos. And the last one is expectations. So a company did a study, and it took approximately 26 months for somebody to become a full-time content creator. So be patient. I know it can be frustrating when you put all this work and time into views and you look and you have 3 views on your videos. It's frustrating. I've been there. I still have ones that get very low views, and it's been a year of full time. So it does take a lot of work. But if you look at the long term, I'm going to have a business with the ultimate freedom, doing what I love, helping people, building relationships. If you do that and you look at the long-term picture, this is what I want to do for the next 2 to 3 years, and keep that in the front of your mind, then you're going to definitely find success. But it's going to take work. Anybody can start, but not everybody continues and goes through the challenges. So definitely make sure you're one of those people. And if you like this video, check out this next one here, and I'm sure it'll help you in your journey. Once again, thanks for watching. Make it a great day.